How'd you turn $2,000 into $4 billion?
I spent almost $500 million of my own money advertising with Google. Spent no money on Meta, ever. I grew up in a trailer, right? Both my parents are handicapped. It cost me $2,000 a week to have 10 million people a week see my name on the biggest home improvement show ever.
Hi guys, welcome back to Street Talk. Today we have Rick Steele, the founder of Select Blinds. We're gonna hear his story of turning $2,000 into $4 billion. We're gonna hear his entrepreneurial story, advice he has for you guys to get started, and what he's building now. Let's go. Awesome to meet you in person. Thanks so much for doing this.
Yeah.
And you've done 32 Ironmans.
33 now, yeah. 33, and I got 35 coming up this year. So honestly, being an adult and being able to compete with people, that's what I love.
Let's go do a street interview together. Have you ever done one?
No. Yep.
I think we go out and we ask people, if we gave them $2,000 right now, how would they turn into $1 million? What would they do?
Yeah.
Can we ask you a quick question? Two seconds. If I give you $2,000, how would you turn it into $1 million?
Buy SpaceX stock, maybe? No, I don't know. Probably start some sort of AI company and got to move to San Francisco, get boots on the ground where it really counts and see if you can get some investment. But I don't really know, to be honest.
This is Rick. Rick started a company called Select Blinds. He turned $2,000 into $4 billion.
I hope to be able to smart enough to do that someday, but just focused on my career right now.
I think 2,000 in SpaceX will go to 200K like in 10 years. So I think you're a fifth of the way there. Yeah.
That was more of a joke, but we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
Hey man, have a good day. Nice to meet you.
Thanks, bud. Some people just want their 9 to 5 in their career and like they don't want to think of that frequency. I just expect people to want to be great. Like you just should want to be great, right? You should want to be, kind of tuned in. If you've got a regular job, go be the best at that job. Double your salary over 4 years. Have a plan for that.
Give a fuck.
Give a fuck.
Be
exactly
salon.
right.
Be salon.
Right.
Rick, thank you so much for coming on Street Talk.
Yeah, great to be here, bud.
How'd you turn $2,000 into $4 billion?
Crypto. No. A lot of nights where you're digging change out of your couch for like food and pizza. We started Select Blinds, I guess that was 2003 now. And, solving a problem for myself, didn't have a ton of money, but had web experience to actually build a website. I built our first website. It was on Microsoft Front Page 98, so I didn't had to pay for a web designer. And over the course of like 30 days or so, we put that site up, put a couple products on there that we secured from vendors, and the very first day sold a blind, so we knew it was possible. And then, overnight, over the course of 20 years, turn that into 4 million customers. I think $2,000 is tough to do today, because everything costs so much these days. But like $5,000 or $10,000, you can get to like proof of concept. You can, get to the point where you can see, is this a real thing or is this like me pretending to be a business owner?
How were you able to scale and get your first customers?
First customers were all online Google. We owned, we came out of the mortgage business in early 2000 and knew how to acquire customers. So we're straight to Google ads, intent-based search, paying Google $2 to deliver me a customer that typed the word window blinds in, and then we got to see, very early what conversion rate was on that. So, I like to say we're very lucky in it. We were in a business where all of our business came from Google, but also, if Google turned themselves off, we didn't have a business over the course of that 20 years. I spent almost $500 million of my own money advertising with Google. Spent no money on Meta, ever.
Really?
Everything was intent-based search. It's really one of the reasons I'm doing what I'm doing now in this new business is it's almost zero intent-based search and almost all Meta, TikTok, social. Right. We would get 3 to 5% conversion rate on those intent-based search ads, which is really good, for the industry. And I would be sick to my stomach knowing that 95, let's say, of those 100 people would walk into my store having typed the word window blinds in. They're literally searched, they need to buy, and left.
You sold your company for $4 billion and immediately are starting a consumer packaged good company.
Yep.
Why are you getting back after it, and what drives you to keep building?
There's a quality in some entrepreneurs that just, we love getting our teeth kicked in. Like, we love knowing that this is not gonna be easy, but I'm ready to take the punch in the face, right? And that's really what it is. Starting a company is a pain cave. There's a lot. And you know that going in, your ideas of how successful this will be and how easy it'll be are gonna be met with reality pretty soon. And I'm just here for that pain.
You had the itch, you want to keep going?
Yeah. I grew up in a trailer, right? Both my parents are handicapped, right? Never thought I would have ever done that, but what I do enjoy is competition. I enjoy being out there with my fellow competitors in this space and saying, hey, I'm coming for you. You're a big tree, I've got an axe, right? I'm coming at you. I've got a little, actually I don't have an axe, I got a little a little butter knife right now, right?
You sold your company for billions of dollars.
Yeah.
You've run 34 Ironmans. Where does this drive come from?
I don't know. You know, I think I started working when I was early. I had my first business when I was 14, mowing lawns.
That was a business? You went out there and it was freelance?
Yep. Went out there, had my own equipment, did my own stuff. I think growing up impoverished that way was like a cheat code for me. And it's like, listen, I have kids now. They don't have to grow up that way, but I try to introduce suffering to them as much as I possibly can, purposeful suffering. Because like for me, if I wanted Jordans when I was 14, my mom and dad couldn't afford to buy those, right? So if I wanted to dress the way I wanted to dress, I had to go buy my own clothes, right? So you really will have to work for everything that you have.
Rick, what is Dye Clean and why are you building it?
Dye Clean is the cleanest men's personal care on planet Earth. We have call it a vendetta against, we call them the chemical cartel. It's the big five. They all look the same. They all have the same font. They're all so boring they could be a LinkedIn ad. So we're gonna do the same shit.
Why men's personal care? Because when I think of personal care, I think it's a women's beauty industry.
Yeah.
I think women spend billions of dollars on makeup and feeling good and looking good.
Yeah.
Men don't as much. Where's the white space here that you're attacking?
Yeah, I would say there's two reasons for that, of why Dye Clean and why this category. One was I had seen that nobody really cracked that yet, right, in the men's personal care. The biggest thing for me is the swap from what I was doing at Blinds, which was having to fight for every single customer, and building something that when you build a great brand, you can have subscribers that will never leave you and want to come back, and revenue streams built completely different than what I knew in my past. It's a challenge for me also to kind of take that on. Different ads, different customer frequency, and it still all does come back to it's a problem solving for myself.
How are you going to attack marketing differently than everyone else?
Ambush the customer.
Yeah.
Ambush them and get them to know about your product, right? So whether that's live or whether that's visuals, it's all about the ambush.
What has been your biggest hustler story as an entrepreneur?
I mean, I would say for Blinds, it was Extreme Makeover Home Edition. That was the biggest TV show. I mean, we were nobodies at this time. We were maybe a year into our business. Extreme Makeover was like our golden, kind of if we could get our blinds on this show. I mean, they were only putting the big brands on these homes that they were building. And I ambushed the creative directors and producers of that show for a couple weeks in a row, gave them my card, and said, listen, if your blinds company lets you down, I'll do your blinds, right? And I just ambushed them for a couple weeks in a row. Sure enough, starting the first week I met them, they had, the company, it was a company, Hunter Douglas Window Fashion, so the biggest in the world, multi-billion-dollar company, had failed on producing blinds for them 2 weeks in a row. And I got that call. We rallied that for 100 consecutive episodes on Extreme Makeover Home Edition, billions of TV impressions. It cost me $2,000 a week to have 10 million people a week see my name on the biggest home improvement show ever.
How much of it do you credit to your parents, your friends, your ecosystem, or did you always knew you just had it in you and you just needed to keep going?
It was all parents and ecosystem. Like honestly, I had mom and dad, listen, my mom was hit by a car. She was born with cerebral palsy. In 1979, I was 6 years old, sitting at a table eating cereal, was hit by a car going 60 miles an hour, knocked her 40 feet in the air and 40 feet out. Still living today, right? That, and I've never once heard that woman, there was never a woe is me, there was never a, why did God pick this for me, this life for me? There was never a complaint, right? And so having grown up in impoverished like that, it just was a statement of like, listen, I'm not that way. I can walk. I can actually run, which is nuts, right? So, my ability to go out and succeed is limitless.
I want to talk to you after we film. That is an incredible story. If I took it all away from you, to drop you back in the trailer, with your mind though, no connections, no resources, no money, how would you make your first $1 million?
It would probably be exactly the way it happened right now, and it wouldn't be in blinds, it'd be some other weird product. I mean, I sold Beanie Babies in 1997 on eBay, right? So like, what's the new Beanie Baby these days? I don't know. Like it probably may be that, right? And then that would have just given me enough confidence to have started something weird that also became a problem in my life that I got a mission for. Knowing that I got to go land millions of customers to be successful at this. I can't do it with just a few. I actually love that. That's a pressure that it puts on you.
Rick, thank you so much for coming on Street Talk. This was
Yeah.
awesome. Where can we follow? Where can we find you?
Yeah, Rick Steele Official on the Instagram. I think it's Rick Steele on TikTok. And that's it.